your passion, you got your pride. But don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come.
It was spring of 1975, Vivian Field Junior High School. I was signing in late to 7th grade. The principal came over. He says, followed by some blonde girl, "This is Ray. She's new to the school. Can you take her to her class?" At school, I was not popular. Straight blonde hair was in. I had frizzy brown. Girls were supposed to be into cheerleading and makeup. I was into UFOs, psychic phenomenon, and wheat germ. A couple of football players came up behind us and started saying, "Ooh, scuzz, ooh, skag." One of them started whacking my bushy hair. Great, now Ray's gonna know I'm a loser. She saw me looking down, turned to him and said, "Shut up." Wow, she just offended me. I like this girl. "Why do they call you that?" she asked. "They just do, every day. I don't even know them." I started walking home with Ray. She was an artist, I was a drama kid. We played What If? What if our teachers are actually aliens? What if we are really Peter Frampton's illegitimate daughters? But the real thing that bonded us was empathy. Ray had been physically abused. I had been sexually abused. In the spring of 1975, that was an undigested lump of angst that I had carried with me for years. When we shared our secrets, we were both reduced to shivering, crying children. We were still powerless, but at least we weren't alone. That summer, we were inseparable. She nicknamed me Plux. I called her Farks. I was home alone a lot, so we hung at Ray's house where she babysat her siblings. Midsummer, Ray had an altercation with a neighbor while babysitting. He's an asshole. He sits on his porch all day just watching us, waiting for something to happen that he can complain about. That night, we were walking by his house, and she took out a blue marker and wrote "asshole" across his white pickup truck. Farks, he's gonna know you did it. Maybe not. He's an asshole to everybody. You have wheat germ on your chin. I took the pen and I drew a peace sign in the O of a stop sign. If Ray was going down for vandalism, I'm going down with her. Partners in crime. Well, we had found our new hobby. We'd slip out at night to decorate the local signage. We drew pictures of people on the bikes, of bicycle crossing signs, and afros on all the pedestrians in the crosswalk signs. One day, we noticed that our neighborhood replaced all our stop signs with taller ones. On the back of each was stamped, "Warning, any deliberate defacing of this sign will result in arrest and a fine." I had to get on Ray's shoulders to write, "That's only if you catch us." As our nighttime vandalism prowls continued through 8th grade, we kept running into a couple of guys from school, Ken and Jack. They admired our artwork, and they shared some beer and pot that they had. They were fringe kids, too. When the four of us were together, we made things happen. We had no ringleader. We had a synergy. It was like a high-stakes game of what if. What if we stole some candy bars? Oh, such a rush. Well, stealing made us feel powerful. We advanced from candy bars to clothes, to books, to jewelry. High school at R.L. Turner began, and wouldn't you know it, The head junior high bully was in my homeroom class, his locker right next to mine. "Ooh, skag," began immediately. I could not endure another year of this. Ray, Ken, and Jack were having their own problems. We needed to break out. We figured out that any pale pink square of paper would work as a hall pass, as long as you had one in your hands. Nobody stops you to read it. I procured pads of excused absence forms and could mimic any necessary signatures. Clutching squares of pink paper, we'd walk outside and escape Turner Prison. We'd hang out in the Cooks Creek apartments and party with some dropouts, maybe go shoplifting, score some mood-altering substances. As long as we were back in time to catch the bus home, it was all good. My new stuff was rarely noticed at home. When it was, I lied. Those jade earrings? Birthday present. I even used my forgery skills to sign some of my own report cards. After 9th grade, Ray told me her family was going to move to Indiana. No! A Plux without a Farks? What would I be? To make matters worse, my mom actually saw one of my report cards and wondered why my grades were plummeting. I told her, I hate school. I'm either gonna drop out, flunk out, or get kicked out, but there is no way I am lasting another 3 years in that hellhole. Mom had been following the progress of a new school, Arts Magnet, and it was recruiting students. I managed to get accepted for theater. It was exciting, but daunting. I knew nobody in my classes. I met one girl by swapping puns about a record player. I tried to make her a new partner in crime with horrendous results. We were caught shoplifting, hauled to the Farmers Branch police station, and my parents were called. For the first time, I had a juvenile record. Dad told me, one thing you will always have is your good name, and you are the person who has the most power to fuck it up. So don't. My name at Turner was Skag. I wanted something better at arts. Dad signed me up for Kung Fu classes. Each class ended by reciting the 4 virtues, which opened with honesty to myself and others at all times. I couldn't look myself in the eye, recite those words, and then go shoplifting. I gave away many of my ill-gotten gains. They weren't trophies anymore. They were reminders of my guilt. How had I let myself slip so far down? I had to distance myself from my old life. I lost track of Jack. Ken died in a motorcycle accident the summer after our sophomore year. I hadn't spoken to him since Turner, but I mourned the loss of a friend. Ray got pregnant at 16 and dropped out of high school. We kept in touch a while. Then there was a long gap, and summer of 1991, my phone rang. "Plux?" she says. "Farks?" "I'm getting married next month. Will you be my maid of honor?" Of course. When we were together, it was like no time had passed. After that, there were more phone calls, then another gap. I tried to find her in 2000, but I couldn't. One morning in the spring of 2010, I was in that twilight place between sleep and wakefulness, and Ray came up to me in my bedroom, looking like she had at 15. "Farks?" She looked at me and smiled warmly. "Plux, I'm dead." Months later, I located her obituary. Though we hadn't spoken since 1993, I was devastated. Memories of Ray washed over me, and as I thought back on us from adulthood, I realized we hadn't been powerful teens. We had been at-risk statistics in motion. Kung Fu gave me structure. Arts Magnet gave me a creative outlet, and my true path began. I'm still on that path. Today I work as a writer, a performer, and a teacher. And whenever I see a student during class time walking in the hall with a pink slip of paper in their hand, I check it.